I'm back after a quick first week trial run. I've been using some storage bins, these totes, with the ones that nest on top, and it's pretty good. The issue was the tonneau cover to roll back to get to the further ones when it was sprinkling would expose the stuff that I didn't have in a container. So I have my tools up front. I have a soft bag for just odds and ends. Got the real important stuff with the skateboard. 6 gallons of extra water capacity, a quick grab bag for all my cooking supplies, and then I have my camping supplies and whatnot in the totes. So this is going to be the can I do this build in a few hours to make a drawer or a slider so I can pull these out without having to remove the tonneau cover. That's kind of the objective. So I got literally one evening here back in town before I hit the road for 2 months. So we're going to see if we can bust this out. Here goes nothing. All right, this is the Ford F-150 Super Crew Cab, so it has the 5.7 bed. Just gonna check for total depth. I'm gonna leave this at 62, 64 inches, something in there for the depth. These containers, these black and yellow totes, are a minimum of 31 by 15. And I don't have to worry about width because they all fit in here. So that's going to be the rough measurements. We're going to get started from those measurements. I'm using 3/4 inch cabinet grade birch veneered ply for the construction. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this down to a more manageable length. And I'm building the inside box first. So the length, it's just going to be a little easier to work here in the shop because it's a mess and I got everything I've moved into storage, so I'm just kind of finding stuff as I go along. This would be a lot easier if I had my string, my chalk string, but it is packed somewhere and I have no idea, and I'm not going to waste the time to try and find it. Now you may notice I'm doing this one-handed. This is a worm drive saw. Instead of a circular saw where the engine comes out sideways, which can give you some processional thing, the drive is in line with the blade and it keeps it really straight. It's a much better saw, much easier to use. And since I've got an injured shoulder and I am solo on this build, this is a huge, huge asset. Good news is I remembered where I packed my chalk line. Gonna make life a lot easier. And now to knock off the 2 inches from the inside tray. And the uprights. All right, there is no success finding instructions for how to mount these. So I know which side goes in. We'll start with that. So I am going to draw a chalk line and go up 4 inches from the bottom to center or to align the rails. We'll see how this works. I've got some 3/4 inch wood screws that I'm going to drop in here. Probably going to pilot these just to be safe. Using a 3/32 inch pilot. And I'm not going to tighten these down until I get them all in and started. One of my childhood heroes was MacGyver. And this is MacGyvering. This is a 2-person job here to try and keep these outside rails vertical while I screw down the base. Since just me, do you have some wood hand screw clamps? I'm going to use these to upright the piece. I got one on the other side at least to get us started. So we'll see how this works. Hopefully this will be enough to get it tacked down. And it looks like it might be working. Ha! Look at that. I am using some of the drop pieces to create the shelf that the brackets will rest in. This kit did not come with mounting brackets, so if you do get it, see if you can find the mounting brackets. It would have been a lot easier, but we're going to MacGyver it anyways. What I'm doing here is I clamped down a piece of angle aluminum that I had. Creates a nice fence, so since this is going to be an exposed edge and I need a absolute laser straight, you can clamp down a fence to keep your circular saw straight. When setting the fence, this is also a helpful tip. Measure from the factory edge in, get your final measurement, and then you can replicate it on the other one. Really easy to do. You get a nice, clean, straight cut. There's going to be a gap here in the bottom. This is a profile view. I'm using this as the block to support the weight of the slide because I didn't have the bracket. And then I'll attach this to the outside leg, and then the bracket should register pretty cleanly. All right, installing the brackets. So I measured, left a 1/2 inch gap on the bottom to avoid any friction, and we're going to go up 6 inches to the top of the bracket. And put one in the middle for good measure. I'll bolt this down and we should have a nice rest and support for the slide. And then I'll screw it into the outside wall. I'll be using 1 1/4 screws to attach this 3/4 inch ply to the back sheet. Okay, we're mounting the drawer slides, so make sure you get it exactly.
It's literally right where the ridge.
There. Okay, so is that where it needs to be?
Yeah.
Sounds so confident. Tack one in the back here to start. This is a part on the instructions in the comments on Amazon that made no sense. The first one is nice and countersunk. I think they'd all be like this. That goes right in pretty easily. Now, when they say look for the big hole, okay, let me slide this back. Okay, pull the little part out and you'll get this large opening. This is where you find the rest of the holes. I say we set it in and look at that, dry fit.
Wow.
All right, let's just do it there. Pull out the okay, I think that's good for that side. It tells me where we got to release the latch to get the up a bit. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, good?
Yep. See how this puppy works. All right, give her a shot. Locked in. I mean, that's almost like I knew what I was doing.
Almost.
This food is heavy, so there should be space in here. Oh, oh, oh. Bring it back out. I don't want to reach the whole way out.
Okay, you're definitely going to have to do something to hold it down, but other than that, it's good.
I appreciate help. All right, want to cover it up? I think as long as we're around the bars. Voila!
Voila.
Oh my God. Can't believe that.
That's sliding out.
Try it, yeah, with the. Yep, I'm gonna have to weight that back down, but for now,
Enough?
and most of my stuff's in this first one, so I'm gonna have to move the food back here. But even right here is a huge help.
Mm-hmm.
All right, locked.
Kaboom.
Kaboom! And that's how you build a truck bed, sort of.